Hello, folks. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a new session with regards to a weird topic that is completely not related to my testing stuff, but it's more related towards the human behavior and the most of the stuff relates to the stress management and anxiety which normally we face in our professional careers. The topic session that we will be having today will be around unrealistic expectations and how it affects life. Let me give you a brief introduction about what this session will be about. We'll be talking about expectations versus unrealistic expectations, how are expectations attached with emotions, professional versus personal expectations, how professional expectations affect life, how personal expectations affect life, and recommended solutions to the unrealistic expectations. So all of this stuff we have two people who are guests to this show, and one of them is Mrs. Kejal Shah. She's a clinical psychologist, and Dr. Abdul Rehman Khatri. Let me give you a brief introduction about the speakers as well. So, Mrs. Kejal Shah, she's MA in clinical psychology. She's a graphologist, physiognomist, kinesthetic astrology as well. She conducted career counseling, personality trait job counseling, characteristic nature of an individual through mind mapping for clients of all ages, and conducted counseling sessions at Masina Hospital of Psychotherapy and Behavioral Sciences. And she's an active participant in inventing organic products like fertilizers, activators, and root fertilizers with her father, Mr. Rahul Shah. You can follow her on Instagram. Her handle is mindmatter09. You can also visit her website www.gajali.com, and she's also available on Gmail, shahkejal09@gmail.com. Now, talking about the next speaker, Dr. Abdul Rehman Khatri. He's an MD, gold medalist, and has been awarded a certificate of recognition for his contribution to alternative medicine. He's also a PhD in psychology specialist in stress and related psychological ailments. He's also specialized in career counseling, cognitive hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and life coaching. He's a counselor, psychotherapist, and neuroscientist specialized in clinical hypnosis and related sciences. Now, before we begin, I'll just have to hand over the mic to Mrs. Kejal Shah so she can take us from this stage here. Kejal Shah, the stage is all yours now.
Can you see the slide? Yeah.
Yes.
So, hello, folks. A very good morning to each and everyone over here. And thank you so much for coming and removing some time for this wonderful session. And I'm sure there will be some takeaway for you guys also. So, let's just start. I would like to know what do you folks mean by expectations? Anyone?
So, when we talk about expectations,
Yes.
we it is something that motivates and drives us, maybe for personal growth, or maybe for your, professional growth or something.
Okay, expectation is basically is one's belief for something that will happen or it is going to come to. So then what do you mean by unrealistic expectations?
Hmm.
Okay. New word? No worries. So this is why we all are over here to understand what do you mean by unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectation basically means that one that has a rigid belief that this will happen, no matter what this is going to happen, without seeing any kind of circumstances or any consequences, nothing. But this will happen, it will happen. So that's how we will start. I'll give you a small example on what is unrealistic expectations. Okay, so there were this two person whom I knew personally, the one who did not had a that good higher degree and the one who had a very higher degree. The one who did not have a higher degree was working very hard. So to reach to a certain level, and the one who had a higher degree was just expecting, ki, okay, I'll just go, I'll show him the mark sheet and everything and my degree, and I'll get that position, irrespective of anything. Now here comes the thing that the one who has this higher degree is having an expectation which is actually unrealistic. Just because you have a degree, it does not mean that you are prone to get to that level where you want to be. So this is going to somewhere or the other affect entire cycle of his life. How? Let's see that. We'll see that now. How are expectations attached with your emotions? So when I say that the person, XYZ person who has this higher degree and he wanted to reach up to a certain level, and he could not get a job, or he could not get that amount of salary what he was expecting because he has this certain amount of degree. He started to feeling like very angry, frustration, all this started coming inside him. So this was like it started building up inside him, the frustration level ki yaar, I have done this much, still I'm not able to get anything. The sadness that what will I go home and show to my parents or to my wife or to my children, whomsoever it may be concerned, ki in spite of having such a good degree, I am not able to get a job. So then again, this sadness came. Then there was some amount of scared. The person was fear that if I won't get a good amount of job, how will I be able to pay my loans? How will I keep my parents? Still, I have to take my own house. There are small things that then come inside. Then that's the things. It just started. There are unpleasant emotions. Disappointment starts coming inside, that what will I do? Just like I said, frustrations, stress, hungry, angry, these are all emotion. Helplessness will come. All emotions will start building up. Now we'll come to this thing, that professional versus personal expectations. So, in the professional expectations that are related to your career, job, or business, whatever it is. So, when this person or a person who is highly studied, they have certain kind of expectations. If you want to reach to a certain level, no, you have to start from A. You cannot directly jump to 10 standard. It's not possible practically, because to know what is there in 10 standard, you need to know the basics. Today, if you want to learn maths, you need to know the basic numbers, you need to know the basic calculation about it. So just like that, we have some kind of expectations from our professional life also, that for example, that if I am like studied so hard, I am engineer, I'm B.Tech, I'm this, so I will to get job like within no second, and that to a very higher job and with a very good pay. And when you go over there, you come to know that it's not practically possible, because you have to start from the base to reach to a certain level. So you cannot get that what you are expecting. Or for example, when you see an industrialist, you think that his son or her son will any which ways get, going to directly sit in the chair. You think that way, that he has to do nothing, everything will be served in the plate, but it's not like that. Even they have been trained from basic to reach to that chair, because to reach to that chair you need to know the basics. If you don't know the basics, even sitting on that chair is not going to work out for you, because you don't know the base ground, you don't know the root cause of that. So again, there comes an unrealistic expectations, that okay, this is what is there in my mind, that I want to do this. I have certain degrees. I know I am well studied. So, yes, they have to give me no matter what. And if they don't give you, then again, all the emotions are piling up in your mind. Yeah, I am not worth it. What is the use of me studying so much? All my money are in vain. This, and then I cannot do anything for anyone. And then you start blaming yourself somewhere or the other. And then you, what capability you have, you don't even realize that. कि नहीं, what capability you can go through, कि okay, if I work for 2 months, maybe I'll reach to a certain level. We don't think all that. We just jump to the conclusion कि no, this is the thing, because we don't want to give it another option only. What if this is not the scenario? What if I just give 2 months? So that is going to affect your professional life. and somewhere it is going to again start affecting your personal expectations also. So then you have this personal expectations ki, if I don't earn good, how will I remove my personal life, how will my relationship will be, tomorrow I have to get married, how will I keep my wife, how will I give her everything that I want to give her. Then again those unrealistic things, it just comes up with your thing ki, since I'm not getting a job, how will I give the loan of my house, how will I keep my parents happy, they have given me so much, they have given me so much money for my studies, in spite of that I am not able to give them anything. Why? Because one unrealistic expectation you are carrying, that is, I have this sort of things, this much degrees, I am so highly educated, and still they are not giving me. So you don't accept the letter only, you just keep on shifting the things unless and until you get what you want. So that's how it goes. So how does your professional expectations will affect your life? So you will start having this unhealthy comparisons. See my other colleague, he's not even studied, he does not even have so much high degree. Still, where he is sitting, how much he has been paid, and look at me, in spite of having so much degrees, highly education, and everything, where am I today? Nowhere. So that comparison, out of nowhere it comes, and it is not going to make any sense because he has been working hard, he has proved himself, and you are just being on one thing, that no, I am educated and I need this. So again there comes your unrealistic expectation. Then you start blaming yourself for that. The self perception changes, that what is the use of studying, this comes, right? Does it comes or not? Okay. I would like to know from you all. Does this things come when you don't get what you want? Do you start having a self blaming thing in you? Anyone? Yes, Dr. Abdul, will you tell me? Is this possible? Is this thing happening with you also anytime?
I think when we start off, you clearly mentioned how the professional expectations affect life. Clearly agree that all these thoughts, they make us. So usually we are self-aware, but we are more concerned, rather, when it comes to comparing, and that is when it starts affecting us in a very unhealthy sort of way. What I feel is, there are people who are setting standards that are impossible to meet, not because they can't achieve it, it is because they have not tried it enough to achieve it. Correct to your point now.
Yes. So again, like he said, that they have not tried. The reason behind that is only one, again, because you are expecting something which is not practically possible. And when you don't do that, and when you start doing that, you start limiting your growth, you start limiting your learning, because you are giving a full stop somewhere to your learning also, to your growth also, because you don't want to explore, because you personally think that no, this is there, no, now you should give. If we are studying so much, if we have paid so much, for what? Again, to work from A to Z. This thinking starts coming inside our thing, and then because of that we lack in exploring things. We don't learn new things, nothing comes in our mind over there. Our enjoyments in will get reduced to, and whatever you have to achieve, like your capability, somewhere down the line you know that you are capable enough, but only one thought, just see how one thought is ruining everything around us. I mean, how it is affecting everything so much. Only one thought, that just because you have this and you're not getting it, then this will build, increase stress, anxiety. And when this starts coming, no, stress and anxiety, your mind actually stops working for a certain period of time, because you don't know what to do next. You are so much blocked up with the thoughts that even if you want to do something, you won't be able to do, because your mind is running in that one particular direction only, and it is blocking all the other possibilities and all other opportunities that are open up to you. And eventually when you get tired, when your brain does not work, you are like, I'm just done with this thing. And it's that's it, the one line that comes here. I'll just say it in Hindi so you guys will enjoy. यार बस हो गया लाइफ में, इतना ही था, नहीं हो सकता है हमसे, मतलब then there is a full stop. But nobody will think कि यार no, this is not a full stop, it is actually a start, it is actually a start to reach to a higher level where you want to go. But what we do is we are just done because why? Stress. Now that because of that stress, somewhere this exhaustion is coming and you feel so demotivated कि यार मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता, I am not worth anything, I don't deserve to do anything, maybe I'm not capable enough. So then all that starts coming in your professional life also, and you cannot give your 100%. Now this same thing is going to affect your personal life also. Let's see how it affects. Any would like to say that how this thing is going to affect you in your personal life? Yeah, ये professional life में से how it's it connecting to my personal life? I would like to know if anybody how it is
So
affecting. I mean, how it is connected. Any idea? Anyone?
I have one example on my latest experience. So
Okay.
it was like I joined one of the company previously, and uh, I've been into commerce graduate, didn't have much experience around engineering stuff and all. But this new job demanded a lot of kind of new learnings, and the professional learnings were required to get hold on the job and do all the daily tasks that were assigned to me. Now, being a newcomer in this kind of an engineering field, I had to put in extra efforts after work hours as well. So initially it was a kind of a frustrating experience for me to get onto the stuff after the working hours like 8 to 12, and it was a kind of a release that was going on, and I had to put in more efforts there. So coming from the office after spending 10 12 hours outside, and then again getting into the stuff to learn more new things because I have to wake up for the challenges upcoming tomorrow. So that initially affected my relationships as well, because I didn't have time for my family to spend time with them. And that actually the professional expectations were so high that I couldn't comment or couldn't like go ahead with the personal stuff. So there was a kind of a frustration, then stress, and then anxiety, and it all covered me. So
Correct.
I would like to know more about like the it was a situation that where I had to like actually quit the job to get more on the personal life stuff. But I would recommend you to give some more solution that would help the people who are watching, and also see if they are facing such kind of situation, they would it would help them as well.
Correct.
Thank
So just like Faisal said, this thing, what could be done over here was even somewhere he felt, I don't know whether you felt or not, but somewhere it was like you wanted to meet the expectations of your boss also. You wanted that if I'll do so much work, I will be getting higher position over there, I will be rewarded by them, and all these thoughts come ki chalo let's finish it and my work will be appreciated. But what if your work wouldn't have been appreciated? Then again that is a downfall for you. Now since you are working 8 to 12, okay, and again you have to come after working for 8 to 12 hours, you have to again come home and work. Of course it is going to be a frustration now, because the entire day you are in your work only. What about other things? What about your social life? What about your personal life? Nothing. So it is going to irritate, it is going to affect your personal life. You will have disappointment, you will have frustration. Your frustration will be removed on your family, your kids, your child, your parents, and everyone. And then they are also not going to understand, because even they are having a valid point ki yaar entire day you are working, you need to give some time to your family also. So from there also they are not going to say ki, okay, I understand this, that you are working so much and because of that you are frustrated. They will understand, but to a certain level, to a certain point. Later even they are not going to understand. And in that current situation, you will be so much involved that sometimes this can lead to an unhealthy relationship with your wife, also, with your kids, also, with other family members, with your friends, and everything. And this all things will come down to depression. So, what we can do over here is we can set a very, you see, there is very thin line between this professional and personal life balance. Okay, it's very straight away you have to say over there itself that, sir, this is my office timing hours. You give me whatever work you want in this office hour. I am here to complete it. No, but I cannot take this work at home because I have my personal life too. If you would have said those things there itself, it would have been made clear to the boss or to your higher authority that okay, the capacity is only this much. But if a person is like, no, no, I can do this, it is, again, the unrealistic expectation you are having from yourself. No, no, I can do this, of course I can do. I mean, how can I tell him no? What will he or she think about me, that I'm not capable enough to do my work? Or if I won't complete my work, my authority, higher authority might think that okay, let's not give him the promotion, or let's not reward him. So then that thoughts come, and somewhere you forget that no, you have to give a full stop somewhere. So when you are in such situation, you have to open up for yourself by telling them that, sir, this much work can be done in this time limit itself. You know your capability. You don't need to doubt your capability for that. What if I say no? It's okay to say no for your benefit. Always. It's
Correcting
not always you have to please everyone. Sorry.
Continuing your point, I first of all I appreciate Faisal for that wonderful example. What I feel was that psychologically there are two actions that everyone takes:
Okay.
fight or flight. Correct. Uh, we, as an individual, I as a therapist, I cannot judge the actions of a man, because whatever you decide for yourself is always going to be the right decision that you ever make for yourself. Nobody ever makes a wrong decision for themselves or for their loved ones. How do we move about by it is by doing some self exploration. I feel that my company is giving me a lot of work. There are two aspects of it: the kind of work that is too much in quantity, or the quality of work that they expect from me. In both the cases, you have to do some self exploration. Now, what do I mean by self exploration? You need to take the room for yourself and see the kind of things that you are doing. Okay. You need to make room to appreciate your own talent. The reason that they hired you is because of your talent. So if there is something that is not up to the par, they are going to come and tell you that XYZ, sir, you are not working as per our expectations. Most of the time these unrealistic expectations are something that we build up in our head. They are expecting X from us, or they are expecting 50 from us. We are trying to we feel that we need to give them 110. So that is what happens. You have to avoid these things. The most basic way to avoid is to control yourself. When I say I have to control myself, um so I'll be very so let me give you an example, or example will take a lot of time. Controlling yourself is, when you set an expectation, na, you have to first ask yourself whether you actually have any control over the situation or not. If you don't, you have to talk to your company and ask them about the expectation that they have, and you have to build the gap, build the bridge between the island and the city. The island is your mind, and the city is what everyone thinks of you. Fair. You have to also know your limits and share your expectations.
Correct.
Worst case scenario would be they are going to come and tell you, yes, Baba, we expect this from you. Or they are going to say, no, no, it's okay. You be flexible. So the last point is to be flexible, have a flexible mindset. When I say I need to have a flexible mindset, uska matlab, specifically we mean that uh, I should be open to suggestions. I'm going to, so I have a lot of clients when it comes to unrealistic expectations as well, but I'm not as expert as Miss Kejal Shah here. Let me tell you that all these people, they stress, they overthink, and then they come to you.
Yeah, sorry, I would like to interfere you over
No, no,
here.
no, please,
It
please
is
tell.
because they don't know that it's okay to say no when you
Correct,
cannot.
correct,
They Because today everybody wants to please everyone, and that's practically not possible. So when they don't know to say no, these things come around.
correct.
This stress, anxiety, this everything is just going to come around, and then it is going to affect, one thing is going to affect the entire cycle of your uh, life.
Correct.
So
Before you conclude that, let me give in the bottom line for that particular situation. People give you advice like big dream, dream big, or reach for the stars. All these things come from a good place, but it can lead to expectations that fall short after a while. Sometimes it is not realistically possible as well. You don't have to scrap all your dreams, but it's
correct.
worth exploring what you really want from those goals. You never know, perhaps you have already achieved it. Thank
True.
you.
Yes.
Let us continue.
Yeah. So, like we said, now let's see how your emotional levels have been affected in this. We always expect, you should always be like, if you go, I'll just give you a small thing. Like today, if I'm going to a friend and I'm saying, yeah, this happened with me, I'm really very sad. I mean, I don't know how to take forward my situation. And when you expect that word now, Are chal yaar, theek hai, just be happy and be positive about the situation. So this is called emotional expectations, that you have to feel happy and positive no matter whatever the situation is. No. Again, emotions are very complex and they fluctuate. And it is very natural. It is a human tendency. Nothing big deal. But when you always expect a person to feel happy, upbeat, and motivated, it's not possible. Because of that, when you expect those things, no, there is a contradictory. You automatically start to feel sad, irritated, angry, frustrated for no reason. This happens because you are said that always you do this, always you do that, always you are in a negative way, you have to be happy, you have to be positive. No, you cannot. It's okay not to feel happy and positive in certain situation, because you yourself have to validate those emotions. Then you expect never to feel pain, never to be in a discomfort area. All these things come. You have to face the challenges in life. There are setbacks, there are losses. See, there is not always happy and always everything will fall in places. No, my dear, this is life. You have to understand that you will feel the pain, you will have to face the challenges, you will have some setbacks, some losses, and everything. You cannot just expect it to be perfect, that life is supposed to be fair enough for everyone. No. Again, this is an unrealistic expectation that can lead to an emotional avoidance and an unhealthy coping mechanism. This will just suppress inside, and this won't help you in any ways. The other thing is that you always expect others to understand you, validate your emotions. How is that possible? For Okay, just tell me one thing. How can someone understand my emotion without me expressing it?
I don't think there's a way
No, but
except.
yeah, correct. But today everybody is like, yeah, you have to understand me. How? How am I supposed to understand when you don't say anything to me? When you don't
Correct.
express, how is it possible? So again, this is unrealistic thing that we expect from others. Okay, yeah, you have to understand me. Just because you are not understanding, you don't deserve to be with me, or I don't deserve to be with you. And we start that expectation ka series coming, that you don't validate me, you don't understand my feelings, you don't understand my emotions. It all starts coming. But you have to understand one thing, that if you want another person to understand you, you have to express, you have to tell them that this is what I'm feeling right now. So again, over here, this is the unrealistic thing. Then it even affects your physical expectations. How? Can anyone tell me? Yes, Dr. Abdul, I would like to know from you.
So, physical expectation basically, you have this thing that, I'll give you a very quick example. When I was in my first year MD, I remember that I had a pimple here. Okay. And
Okay.
just because of that pimple, it was, I felt really low. Being a psychotherapist, you feel that nothing can affect you, but a small pimple here affected my self confidence. Simultaneously, it affected my own self trust, and I was not confident enough to handle a simple equation in front of my class of 35 people. So I think you get the point.
Okay, great. So, like we always feel that, like Dr. Abdul said, that one small pimple and see how the self confidence was down of his. So, I would like to say one thing on this thing, that our bodies are constantly changing, and it's unrealistic to hold ourselves to the unrealistic beauty standards. Today, we all want to look good, perfect. We use this filter, we want to look thin, but have you ever thought what is behind those things? Then on the social media, you always see, she's looking so beautiful, she's so perfect. Look at her figure, look at her hairs, this, that. But have you seen exactly how they look without those filter? No. So much artificial thing is there. Again, unrealistic expectation, and because of that, again, your full cycle starts. You start to be depressed, frustrated, and then that comes to your family members or in your professional life, just because you are not looking good enough or you're not appealing enough to everyone. Then you expect that you have to be physically always energized. You cannot be low. You have to always be healthy. Again, our physical energy levels also fluctuate due to the various factors, that is, sleep, diet, stress. Overall health has been concerned with this. Expecting to always feel energized and immune to illness can again lead to disappointment, discouragement, because again that thing started, stress came, frustration came, so you're not getting a proper sleep, you don't feel like eating, that I want to look thin, so I'm not eating. So that all is affecting your health somewhere down the line, because you're not getting what your body needs. Rather, just go have a proper diet, have a good sleep, work on yourself. That is more important. If you do that, you will automatically start looking beautiful. So then you don't need to have this unrealistic expectations from yourself also. And you always expect that you should never feel any kind of physical discomfort or pain. Again, it is a part of a human experience. Expecting to always feel physically fit and pain free, again, it will lead to unnecessary anxiety, fear that I am not able to do this. Whenever there is this anxiety, stress, fear coming up, it is going to affect your physical body along with your mental health. You will start feeling physical discomfort, you will start feeling uneasy because of that. And all this is because of your one single thought, that you are not looking good enough, you're not appealing good enough, you don't have energy. And this thing will just lead to all negative things. It is not going to help you in any ways. Now let's see how it is affecting your mental health. Very, very important. Expecting to always be mentally sharp and focused. How is that possible? Just tell me one thing. Is it possible to always be like focused on your work, not getting distracted, and you have to be like sharp enough, tip of the tongue, everything you should have? Is it possible practically?
I don't think so.
Yeah, correct. It is not. Our mental abilities are again influenced by the various factors, again, including your sleep, your stress, your diet, your environment, how you are approaching to the situation, everything. Expecting always to be sharp, focused, and productive is really unrealistic expectations. That is again going to give you that exhaustion and decreased performance. Because you will keep thinking, "Nah, yaar, I have to do this, I have to be focused." So your brain is working only in that direction, that you have to do this, you have to be focused, you have to be you have to be mentally sharp, you have to be focused, you have to remove a most productive work out of your project, or whatever is there in your hand. You will just keep thinking that now, so your brain is not going to work in a different way for other options. Rather, you could have just taken a 10-minute nap and then you can come back. That will help you more, rather than just torturing yourself for that thing. Again, you want to expect that you should, everybody today, wants that stress नहीं चाहिए, life anxiety नहीं चाहिए. But why there is no stress? You want happiness, then why you don't want sadness? Everything needs to be balanced in life, right? Good and bad needs to be balanced. You can't always have good days only. There are some days which are bad. So why you want to expect this thing that, yeah, I should not have stress? See, that person is not having a stress. He's living such a beautiful life. But do you know what stress he or she is feeling? No, you don't know. You know your problems. You cannot expect कि यार always I am in stress, always I have the problem. Again, your mental health is going towards that thing. Comparison starts, frustration will come in, everything will start coming in, and you will start this experiencing stress because you are expecting too much out of yourself, that you have to be the first point, that is mentally sharp and focused. So due to that, stress and anxiety will come, expecting to have unlimited mental capacity. Now again, how do you think that this is possible, that a man can have unlimited capacity? Yes, not possible.
Absolutely.
Even our mental capacity has some kind of limitation. It is important that you have to prioritize your task, you have to manage your time effectively, you have to take breaks to avoid the mental overload. Expecting to be able to handle everything simultaneously without any limitation, again it will lead to fatigue and overwhelm. You will be so drained out that then you won't feel anything, like you will be numb. But why? Because you have kept yourself in such position saying that I can do everything, give me everything, and you take everything on your head. Again, it's a wrong thing to do over here. Expecting to everyone love, agree, and appreciate me. Again, I would like to say, how is that possible? Why should everyone love you, agree you, appreciate you? Are you here to please everyone? You cannot please everyone. It's not possible. Is it possible, Dr. Abdul?
Absolutely not. That is what creates your insecurity.
Yes. So again, you set a unrealistic expectation of you, saying that everybody should love me, they should agree with me, they should appreciate me. No, not needed. You are not here to appeal everyone, make agree everyone to you. It's not possible. Then again, that will lead to another mental stress. The thing, that the line which will come in your head will be, no one loves me, no one appreciates me. Even if there are people appreciating you, you will still feel the same, because you want everyone to appreciate you. But out of 10, only 5 people appreciating you, you won't see that 5 people appreciating you, because you want that 10 people to appreciate you, which is practically not possible, because everybody has their own perception, own views. So maybe what you are thinking, that person is not thinking. You might see a glass that is half filled with water, but a person opposite to you might feel that the half glass is empty. Neither he is wrong, neither you are. Again, difference of opinion comes. So you cannot expect everyone to appreciate you.
I
People who
have
have,
one. Sorry to
yes,
interfere. I have
yes,
one very good example here, and that is related to my one of my previous company while I was working, and it was a kind of a recession time there. So there was a very good guy in my team who was a kind of a super duper like ambitious as well as very much well experienced, but he had a lot of like kind of an expectation from the company, because in our field we say love your job, don't love your company. The
correct,
problem there was recession came in suddenly, and the team had to take a decision, like the management had to take a decision of laying off some of the candidates. And this person who was so ambitious and so technically sound that he found that he thought for himself like nobody can like remove me from this job. But uh, it would be kind very unfortunate that we had to take a decision to mention his name in the layoff list because of the budgeting part that the company was not able to move ahead with. And then we found after some days of his layoff, when the letter was handed towards to him, we found that he's been visiting some of the hospitals to take some medicines, and then we found out that he has gone into depression. And I feel that this is the point which actually relates to mental expectation. He was expecting so much from this particular job that he had to go into the depression, and then was like surrounded by a lot of stress out there.
Perfect.
Correct.
Good example.
Correct. It's because he was expecting too much and he was actually crossing his mental limitations somewhere, and he wanted the best, that he wanted to prove himself that he can do anything and everything irrespective of anything, which led to this thing. So yeah, this does happens. So that's the reason we say that you have to, prioritize your tasks, you have to manage your time, you have to understand that your body also needs a break, your mind also needs a break. A machine who does not have any other parts, even they get tired, even we have to stop them for a certain period of time to make it work more. So same as our body
Correct.
too. Now there's one very interesting point I would like to see come your way. People who love me should understand me. This is a thing that everybody expects. Even I expect. Forget about everyone. Even I am one of them. People who love me should understand me. We just have one thing. You love me, na? So you should understand me. Very unrealistic thing. You love me, you have to understand me. You don't understand me, matlab you don't love me. This is so like patent. Yes? Agreed or not? Just tell me that. Yes, Dr. Abdul Faisal.
Completely agree.
Yes? Yeah.
Completely agree.
And
Completely,
if
yes.
you don't, there starts this problem. Oh my God. The problem comes out of nowhere. And what is the thing? Just because I was upset, he didn't understand me. He didn't understand my emotion. And it all started. You don't love me. You don't care for me. Whether it is your mom, dad, whether it is your kids, whether it is your wife, or whether even you are in a professional thing, you think that, for example, that your boss or your higher authority is very close to you. So sometimes you share a good bond with them. So while talking and everything, you feel somewhere down the line, yeah, my boss will just look at my face or me, and he has to understand that I'm going through something, and he has to tell it. So that again, the expectation is coming, which is unrealistic. Why will he understand unless and until you don't say? How is he going to come to know your problem? Or in a example, like, uh, I'll take a couple. Okay, a girl, she's upset because of some small reason, and girls only generally get upset. I know that. That's for the fact. Boys don't get because they don't care. And why is girl upset? That boy won't ever understand, even if you go and tell him. So that is very generic thing. But still, I would like to tell कि women, they are upset for small thing and they just want their husband to understand. How is it possible?
But
Because they
I
don't
have an
have
example.
any idea कि why are you upset. In even after you telling them the reason, they won't understand that why are you upset, because for them that is not a reason. Okay, so sorry, it was just a small
No,
joke
no.
for you guys,
Yeah,
but
I have
somewhere
a
it is the
quick
fact
example,
also.
Miss Kejal. So one of the guy in a couple's counseling told me my spouse should know how I'm feeling without me telling her. Okay, so you're wrong. Even boys, guys, men, even they have this feeling. And
Yeah,
the lady
most of
responded with, if my partner loves me, if he loves me, he should know how I'm feeling. So, I just gave them one simple line. I don't know. I think it is relevant here. That unrealistic or fake expectations, like
correct.
these, the examples that they gave me right in front of me, interfere with our ability to pursue what really matters in life. What really matters is my partner, correct? And unrealistic expectation distracts us from the actual goal.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is not only with the couples, but this is with the friends. This is with even the child and parents that they face. We as a child always want our parents to understand what we want. Parents always want us to understand what they want without, even just saying. I mean, you should have understood na, that mama is not going to lie. Or mama will just go and say, you should have understood na, that this is wrong. So without expressing, it is not only between the couples or anything, but it is also in
Right.
your professional life and other relations that you share with everyone. So again, this is something which is very fake, very unrealistic, that if you want something, you have to ask for it. You have to express, because nobody over here knows what is going in your mind. Correct. So that is it. Painful experiences are only because of bad karma. Oh my god, this karma thing has been a lot of going around right now. Karma, then this nirvana, mindfulness. Yeah, I have done this. मतलब मेरे कर्मा ने कुछ past life karma must be something bad. Yeah, that is the reason this is happening with me. मैंने ऐसे किया होगा इसलिए मतलब it's very easy to blame a life karma. It is very easy nowadays. It is very easy. मतलब if things are not working the way I want, ठीक है ना, पिछले कर्म होंगे मेरे, अब भुगत रही हूँ types काम. And if you want to take a revenge and you can't, then there is this thing coming that karma is your only, idhar ka idhar hi milega types, that then those things come up. But it's not true. It's not always because of your karma. Yeah, when you know that you have to go straight, and if you take a U-turn and you meet with an accident, it is your mistake. When you know there is a no U-turn, still you take U-turn, and if you go over there and if you meet an accident, it is not because of your karma. It is because of your stupidity. You wanted to go. When there is written no U-turn, so just go straight, no? Why are you taking a risk? It's very simple, right? When you know there are rules, you follow them. And if you want to break them, you cannot blame the karma over here. So always the painful experiences, they don't come from the bad karmas. I don't
Correct.
agree. Because there are somewhere you do a mistake, right? If you want to eat an apple and you ask for mango, it is not because of bad karma. It is because you asked it. So you have to understand what you are doing. You know what the consequences can be. It's not like we don't know. When we come up with the situations, we always have something said like there in our mind, in an unconscious mind, that if I take this thing, this is going to happen. So when you know that it is not related to bad karma, it is your decision, it is your thing that you came up with this in spite of knowing the consequences. Okay. So again, over here, this is a unrealistic thing that whatever bad thing, it's karma. You can only say that when you don't want to face the challenge, you don't want to face the situation, and you want to easily get out of it. But then again, when you do this thing, no, somewhere there is a self guilt inside because you know that what you did was wrong. And then just to come out of that, you kept it into the bad karma thing. So then this year we come is some solutions to fight against the unrealistic expectations. You have to be very clear with your goals. You have to set a realistic goals. You can't just, say that, okay, today I'm going to run a marathon. When a person who does not even go for a walk, no, you cannot set such goals. Okay, tomorrow I'm running a marathon. It's not possible because you don't even walk 1 kilometer and you want to run a marathon. So you have to set something that is realistic goals. Okay, if I want to get to the level of a CEO or something, I have to work from the downline because to attain that level, you need to know A to Z. Then you can go and attend that CEO position also in your life because the CEO needs to know everything. If tomorrow somebody comes and asks you just make an invoice or something, how is that going to happen? Because you don't know anything. You just want to become a CEO. But there are so many responsibilities on the head of the CEO that you don't see. So start setting a realistic goal. It's okay, one at a time. We are not in hurry at all. You have to focus on your present. Just thinking about your future, you are going to ruin your present. And you won't be able to give 100% to that thing because you are just thinking about your future life. Ki future mein what will happen? How will I do this? How will I do that? So right now, if you focus on present, it will help you to build a good future. But if you just keep thinking about the future, you will destroy your present and you won't be able to give 100% to the current situation or the present situation. Start to embrace your imperfections. It's okay not to be perfect every time. It's okay if you don't know some things. It's okay. Always be open to learn to new things. Unless and until you won't be open to learn to new things or new suggestions, nothing is going to help you. And then you will just keep on taunting yourself because There are suppose now me being a clinical psychologist, I cannot say that I know to do a heart surgery. It's not possible, right? This is something I cannot say कि I am perfect in everything. Whatever problems you all have, I have the solution. No, even I lack somewhere or the other. So I have to accept the fact that everything cannot be done by me. I'm not good in everything. I can be good in one thing, two things, but not in 100 things. So start embracing yourself. Communicate openly. It is very, very, very important to communicate. If it's a no, it's a no. If you have an issue, please say. If you think that this much work can be done by this limited time only, please openly say to your higher authority or your boss or whoever the concerned person is. But please communicate. Maybe that will help you, and maybe it will help the opposite person to understand you in a more better way. Be flexible enough with the situation, understand the situation rather than just jumping to the conclusion and setting a thing कि नहीं है ऐसा ही होगा or this in this situation I am going to lose. No, understand the situation. Might be you get with you can come up with some or the other solution. Okay, so then that may help you out rather than just coming to one conclusion. Don't give up. Don't just be so exhausted that okay, it's not working out. If you give one try and if it's not working out, you will just be like, forget it, I'm of no use. I don't deserve this. No. Try until you get what you want. But try. Don't just give it up. It's not necessary that you get it also, but at least you will have that self-confidence in you that you gave it 100%. And
Correct.
still if it didn't turn out, it's okay. But at least you give your 100%. And I did not say identify unrealistic expectations in first is because when you will start doing all these things now, automatically you will understand that what you are thinking or what the conclusions you are coming to is your unrealistic expectations.
Let me just give a quick, a word of advice to my viewers, to all our
Yes,
viewers. Many of the concepts and the things that we discussed today are usually the methods that are practiced in cognitive behavioral therapy.
therapy.
To further explore and engage with, taking care of all these expectations, we would suggest that you should seek a CBT specialist like Miss Kejal herself, or anyone in and near your area. Remember that you can create new rules and beliefs that actually inspire, support, and serve both you and your relationships.
Correct.
Continue.
So I would like to know if our viewers have any queries or they want to ask us anything.
From what I feel, was the session was really simple. I don't think there was a need for any query or something. It was very simplified. It was up to the point, and the examples, discussed by you and Mr. Faisal, they were absolutely up to the mark. So I really appreciate the time that you guys
Yeah.
took out for
So
it.
I would just like to add one more point. Can you go back to the slide that we were viewing earlier with regards to the recommended solutions?
Yes,
So
you're
here, when we are setting realistic goal, as per my experience, I'm not a psychologist or a psychotherapist, and a qualification like you or Dr. Abdul Rehman. But as per my experience, what I understood was realistic goal is one thing, but the other part is we need to set short goals in case if you want to achieve a longer in the long run, I must say. So if you are thinking to go and move out and work in United States, in any kind of any job, first you try to check out the things like what all documents that you require to move to that particular state. So if you don't have a passport, you don't have a valid visa, you don't have a work permit, you don't have the employment and all other stuff, on all other stuff, it's just kind of you're building up anxiety and stress for yourself, because you are thinking to move to United States but you don't have the entry point criteria fulfilled for your stuff. And this actually is a kind of a real time problem that we normally foresee, and we do not look out for these things. So there are short goals, like first, let me at the first step set a goal to create a passport. Once the passport is set up, let me create another goal for setting up an employment. Once I get an employment, I can seek out for the sponsorship or the visa status and all those other stuff. If there are any examinations that are required preliminary by the United States that need to be fulfilled to work there, I need to focus on that and set the goal for that particular stuff as well. So these are all the shorter goals and realistic goals that we need to set. The other example in my professional career that I saw was people when they join as a beginner, they just want to jump on and get on the experience as a 4 year 5 years persons of experience. They would expect from a senior to give them a task that is equally more knowledgeable and more informational with regards to the higher senior that are working in the team currently. Like if a person is joining as a junior engineer, he wants to work at the position of a senior engineer in upcoming 6 months, which is totally unrealistic. You need to have that much amount of experience and the skill set to get all those tasks done. But instead of getting into those realistic expectations and setting the goals and identifying ideally the unrealistic expectations, these people just tend to create a kind of stress, and which initially begins with the frustration, brings up anxiety, and then ruins up all their personal
Uh,
and the professional life.
where I would like to interfere you,
Yeah.
Faisal. Sometimes when this young students come, there is a peer pressure.
Mhm.
Are you have studied so much. What kind of job are you getting? How much are you being paid? Are you crazy? Go apply somewhere else. You will get more. There is this peer pressure. We are so much influenced by the people around us that we don't know what we want actually. This is a lot of cases that I've seen, that what a individual wants, no, they don't know exactly what emotions they are feeling, what actually they want, or what actually they are capable. Just because one person came and said, "Are yaar, you have studied so much, you have such a good degree, and you're working this," but they are not understanding that when I work this, when I know the root cause, when I know the base, I'll be able to do more good in my higher position, and maybe I'll get more than what I'm expecting. So this generally is more due to the even peer pressure, even the environmental factors, a lot of things. And it is sometimes also the family pressure. Even they don't say it on your face, but then the behavior turns up sometimes in such a way, that you feel, "Ki, yeah, I know I'm not able to." And then that demotivation from inside again starts. So it is because that is one of the factor. So yeah, yes, you can continue.
Yeah. And the last point that I have in my head right now is, if you have studied extreme, like for example, I being a BCom or a commerce graduate, I didn't there was some kind of financial obligation due to which I couldn't move into the science stuff, and there was a problem from the marks as well. Were bit low as compared to what a science student should actually have to get into that stream. So I studied commerce, and then after when I joined a job as an account executive, my interest began to be towards more on the software engineering and the engineering stuff. And then I got an advice from my parents as well as from my grandfather, like, if you have an interest in X and Y field, why don't you start studying all those stuff, because the things are readily available over the internet. We have Google, and everything is available on YouTube for free. You don't have to be specialized in a particular course as well. Why don't you just go ahead and give it a try? You just have to study some basic steps, get a job, and then you'll be already like get hands-on training on the job as well. So I followed that advice, and then it was easy for me to change the career path and come into the engineering stuff from the commerce part. So this is also a kind of a goal setting that we can do at an early age. If you're not interested in the stuff that you have already studied, why not try some other different stuff rather than getting into the depression and then talking out loud that you're not able to get any job, or you're not able to progress in your career, and blah 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 and so on. So this is also
Over
a kind of a solution.
Yes, it is a kind of a solution, Faisal, but over here again, the person needs to understand what exactly he or she wants, because when this situation comes up today, the people get so confused, that they don't know that that they can do this thing also. You know that they have to understand what they want. They just get confused, and then the stress level starts. But if you sit calmly with a person, with a mature person who understands, and if you talk with that person, na, then you get the solutions. But if you just don't open, so that is why we say, no, communicate openly. Unless and until you won't communicate, people are not going to understand. So
Correct.
again, then that leads to depression, stress, anxiety, and self demotivation and everything. So that's the reason you need to communicate.
Yeah, so this was the point, like this is ideally directly relating to the counseling stuff. So in my case it was my parents and my grandfather who counseled me and asked me to take so and so step. But in your case, if there's no uh, like kind of a counseling available, it is the kind of a psychologist or a psychotherapist or a kind of a doctor who you can visit, have a wholehearted counseling with him and communicate openly. At least if you cannot communicate with some other person, you can get a like kind of counseling session with that person, and he will be able to guide you more towards the appropriate solution, how you should proceed in your next step towards life.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, so these were the points I think I had. Dr. Abdul, do you have anything?
I think I really appreciate the time and efforts that both of you have taken out for this. And this was a so this these are things that we don't understand are necessary, but they affect you. So kudos to you guys for planning it out and uh, going live for this. You guys should be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. And I would really appreciate that you both of you on just a short notice gave me your time and were able to like come on, jump on this live session. And we should like it was a really interactive, I must say, and a very very wonderful session, an awesome
Correct.
session. I learned a lot from it. I hope the viewers has also learned a lot from this session, though we have the recording available on the YouTube. But if anyone wants to like ask any question, they are free to use the comment section and ask the question accordingly. And also we have Mrs. Kejal Shah, who actually practices this kind of things in South Mumbai. So ideally I can just put up the address to her clinic in the comment as well. So if anyone wants to use the service, you can just communicate with her. I've already shared the kind of I'll again share that email ID and the clinic address if anyone wants to just communicate with her and get all the counseling or any other kind of session done as well. Dr. Abdul Rehman is also available on that case. But Abdul Rehman, you can just provide your own stuff. I don't know more about
Yeah,
you
I,
because,
I,
yeah,
I think Mrs. Kejal Shah is enough, and I usually am available if someone needs me. But I think she's one of the best in the field, and you guys should approach her. I've known her personally for the past 10 years at least, and I vouch for her.
Thank you so much for your appreciation, Dr. Abdul, and thank you, Faisal, for giving me such a good opportunity and expressing my views on this. And I hope that viewers have taken what they wanted from this, and it was a useful session for them too. And yes, if anyone has any queries, we are right available for you to help you out in any way we can. Thank you.
yep. Thank you so much for your time and a wonderful session we had today. I hope we will be having such more sessions in the upcoming new year, in 2024 as well. I'm hoping for more such sessions with Dr. Abdul Rahman around stress management and NCD. But with Kejal also, I would appreciate if you could plan some more sessions around this kind of topics around professional and the personal lives and their expectations, or maybe some more related to the professional engagements as well. Because in the professional life ideally in software engineering we face a lot of stress, a kind of imposter syndrome as well. So we would be very much happy, all the viewers, all my friends who are into this software engineering field would be very much glad to have and receive a session from you with regards to stress management and all other stuff as well. We can plan out those sessions as well in the upcoming future.
Definitely, I would like viewers also to give the options what they want from us, so we can survey them on that also. So your opinions and your comments and everything is also acceptable. Please comment whatever topics you all want us to take also. We are more happy to do that.
Okay then. Thank you so much. It was wonderful meeting you all. Thanks. Bye.
Same here. Thank you. Bye.